The chilling whispers of Freida McFadden's psychological masterpiece echo once again, this time through the haunting corridors of a film that dares to ask, how well do you really know the person who serves you? Based on the best-selling novel, The Housemaid, the new thriller adaptation starring Amanda Seyfried and Sydney Sweeney brings deceit, madness, and desire together in one twisted domestic battlefield. Directed with icy precision, the movie pulls audiences into a world where nothing and no one is what it seems. The trailer opens with a fragile calm, the morning light cutting softly through the grand estate known only as the Winchester residence. A sleek black car pulls into the driveway, and a young woman steps out, Millie, played by Sydney Sweeney. She's nervous but determined, carrying everything she owns in one small suitcase. Her eyes dart toward the towering windows, where secrets seem to watch from behind the curtains. The air feels thick, heavy with mystery. Then comes that first chilling exchange. "Hi, Melanie," Millie says with a polite smile, clutching her bag a little too tightly. "Hi, Mrs. Winchester," she adds. The older woman, poised yet distant, tilts her head slightly and replies, "Please, call me Nina." Her smile is too perfect, too practiced. "Come on in." The tone is warm, but something about it feels wrong. Inside, the mansion is breathtaking. Endless rooms dressed in marble and gold, the kind of place where luxury smothers the air. But beneath the beauty, a suffocating tension hums quietly. Millie can sense it, even if she can't name it yet. She's stepped into a world that will soon consume her whole. The trailer cuts sharply, the score rising, a haunting blend of violins and low percussion. A flash of Millie cleaning, scrubbing the same spotless counter again and again. A close-up of Nina's reflection watching her from a distance. Then another cut to Andy, Nina's husband, played by Amanda Seyfried's co-star Aaron Taylor Johnson. His calm voice drifts in. "What are you doing here?" Millie replies softly, "I work here." Her tone is quiet, almost apologetic, as if she's afraid to take up too much space in this house that never truly feels like hers. Moments of domestic normalcy twist into something darker. "Nina, where are they?" Andy's voice shouts from another room. "Hey, what's going on?" he demands. The music drops out for just a moment. Silence. Then, a chilling line from Nina. "Billy threw away my PTA notes. Why don't we go check your office?" The camera follows her through long, dim hallways. The house suddenly feels like a labyrinth. A place that traps, not shelters. "You need to be more careful next time," Nina scolds. Her voice cracks under the weight of repressed rage. "You've ruined my entire day." Millie stands frozen, whispering, "I'm sorry." And then the haunting line that defines the trailer. "I do not know how he puts up with her." The voice belongs to Millie, whispered under her breath. A dangerous confession of the emotions she's trying to bury. Cut to a brief montage, flashes of chaos. A wine glass shatters against a wall. A locked door rattles from the inside. A child's laughter echoes down an empty corridor. The camera lingers on Sydney Sweeney's face, her expression torn between fear and fascination as she begins to realize the madness that lurks beneath the Winchester family's perfect exterior. "She's a hot saint," Nina mutters, almost mockingly. "I really need to get out of here." Millie looks up, startled. "You're leaving?" Nina's eyes flicker with something unreadable. "No, you misheard me," she says with a cold smirk. "I want you to feel safe here." But her words don't comfort, they unsettle. The moment drips with menace. Then, a heartbeat later, the line that seals the trailer's tone. "I don't know what I'd do without you." Her voice trembles. Is it affection or obsession? The haunting score swells again as the trailer plunges deeper into psychological warfare. Montage after montage reveals a growing nightmare. Doors slamming, shadows moving where no one should be, whispers at midnight. Millie begins to suspect that she's not working for a family at all, but for predators, maybe even monsters. "Oh my God!" Millie gasps in one flash of horror. "What kind of monsters are we?" The line lingers, echoing as the trailer fades into near darkness. And then, almost mockingly, Nina's voice returns in a whisper. "I need a sandwich." The casual remark lands like a thunderclap, a moment of eerie normalcy in the middle of chaos. The screen cuts to black. But the story doesn't end with fear, it's only just beginning. In Freida McFadden's original novel, The Housemaid follows a young woman desperate for a second chance. She takes a job as a live-in maid for a wealthy couple, only to uncover secrets that could destroy her sanity. The film version takes that story and turns the tension up to 11, balancing psychological suspense with emotional devastation. Sydney Sweeney, known for her powerhouse performances in Euphoria and Reality, captures Millie's fragile vulnerability perfectly. Every glance, every hesitation feels painfully real. Opposite her, Amanda Seyfried brings icy sophistication and terrifying unpredictability to Nina Winchester, a woman whose perfection hides fractures that run dangerously deep. Seyfried's performance, critics say, is one of her most haunting to date. Director Scott Cooper, famous for his work on Black Mass and Antlers, delivers a masterclass in tension. Every shot feels deliberate, every silence screams. The visuals are rich with symbolism, mirrors that distort reality, staircases that seem to stretch forever upward, and doors that close just a second too late. The Winchester mansion becomes a living character, an architectural trap built to hold its secrets tight. What makes The Housemaid stand out among other thrillers isn't just the story, it's the emotional layers beneath it. It's about class, power, and the quiet desperation that drives people to betray the ones who trust them most. The dynamic between Millie and Nina isn't just employer and employee, it's a battle of identity, envy, and control. And yet, through the chaos, the trailer hints at something deeper. Who's really the victim here? Is Millie a naive girl manipulated by her employers? Or is she hiding a dark secret of her own? Every frame seems to suggest something darker beneath her innocent exterior. As the second half of the trailer unfolds, the tension becomes unbearable. Nina stands in front of a mirror, her reflection cracking as she whispers, "You need to be more careful next time." Then a scream, a flash of fire, a blood-red title appears, The Housemaid. But instead of cutting to the credits, there's one final moment, a chilling stinger. A knock at the door. Millie answers, trembling. On the doorstep stands a new girl, holding a suitcase that looks just like hers. She smiles nervously. "Hi, I'm the new housemaid." The screen goes dark. The audience gasps. The cycle has begun again. Behind the scenes, The Housemaid has already become one of 2025's most anticipated thrillers. Early test screenings have called it Gone Girl meets The Handmaid's Tale. A masterful blend of psychological manipulation, feminine rage, and quiet vengeance. Critics are already buzzing about Seyfried's transformation. Her portrayal of Nina Winchester has been described as both tragic and terrifying, capturing a woman consumed by the facade she built for herself. Meanwhile, Sydney Sweeney's raw intensity anchors the story. Her performance walks a razor's edge between vulnerability and cunning, making the audience question her every move. The film's cinematography, shot by Linus Sandgren, drenches every frame in eerie beauty, sunlight that blinds, shadows that suffocate. Each visual choice feels intentional, reflecting the fractured minds of its characters. Even the soundtrack, composed by Clint Mansell, is a work of art. His minimalist piano themes twist into discordant melodies that echo long after the trailer ends. In a world where thrillers often rely on jump scares and surface-level suspense, The Housemaid dares to explore the horror of human psychology. It's not about ghosts or monsters, it's about people and the lies they tell to survive. By the end of the trailer, audiences are left with a single terrifying question. What happens when the person you trust most becomes the one you fear? And perhaps more disturbingly, what happens when you start to become like them?